The December cold in Vermont didn't just bite through your layers, it seeped into your marrow, curdling even your most innocent thoughts. St Jude's University sat isolated atop a jagged hill, its grey Gothic stone buildings looming like a collection of massive, ancient sepulchres. Jade Thompson sat huddled on her twin bed in room 402, knees pulled tightly to her chest. She was trying to focus on her criminal law textbook, but the wind howling through the gaps in the weathered window frames sounded too much like someone screaming, claws raking against the glass. "Thinking about it again, aren't you?" Elena Vance spoke up, her voice slicing through the silence. Elena was a senior, 2 years Jade's elder, and she possessed the eerie stillness of someone who had seen too much and felt too little. She sat at her desk, peeling a blood-red apple. The silver blade of her paring knife moved with surgical precision, leaving behind thin, translucent ribbons of skin that curled like dying embers. "About what?" Jade jerked her head up, her heart skipping a beat. "That girl, Lily Miller. It's the 2-year anniversary tonight, in case you forgot." Jade felt her throat go bone dry. 2 years ago, on a blizzard-choked night just like this, Lily Miller, the younger sister of a junior faculty member, had hurled herself from the 6th floor balcony onto the frozen concrete below. The reason was an open secret. Private photos leaked to every group chat on campus, followed by a landslide of the most vicious, soul-crushing insults humanly possible. Jade had been there. She had seen Lily standing on the ledge. She could have screamed. She could have run. Instead, she had stood frozen, her hand clutching a phone that was vibrating with every new notification of the unfolding scandal. "It was a tragedy," Jade whispered. "No, Jade, it was an execution," Elena said, lifting a slice of apple to her lips. Her eyes remained fixed on the blade. "And justice, well, justice always finds a way back home." Right then, both of their phones buzzed in unison, a jarring, high-pitched emergency alert that shattered the oppressive quiet of the room. 11 p.m. Emergency alert from Professor Miller. "Urgent. The West Wing is now under total lockdown. A severe electrical malfunction has caused an underground gas leak. All students must bolt their doors immediately. Maintenance crews in hazmat gear are conducting room-to-room inspections. Do not, under any circumstances, open your door to unauthorized personnel." A cold shiver raced down Jade's spine. "A gas leak? I don't smell anything, do you?" "Just do what the man says." Elena stood up, her movements fluid and hauntingly calm. She slid the deadbolt into place and flipped the security latch on the door of room 402. Safety first, right? But Jade couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She opened her private DMs, and found a barrage of frantic notifications from Sarah, her best friend in the East Wing. Sarah: "Jade, oh my God, I just saw SWAT teams swarming the quad. It's not gas. My brother's on the force. He said a psychopath just took out 2 guards at the main gate. He's inside the dorms. He's disguised as a technician." Jade looked at Elena. Elena had already sat back down at her desk, staring blankly at the wall. "Elena, Sarah's saying there's a killer." "Jade, Sarah has always been a drama queen," Elena cut her off, her voice sounding unnervingly hollow. "Who are you going to believe? A girl who lives for gossip, or the official university alert system?" Suddenly, a new message pinged in the room 402 group chat. Maya, their 3rd roommate. "Guys, I'm down in the basement laundry room. There are 2 men in work jumpsuits blocking the west staircase. They have weapons, a pipe wrench covered in blood. Oh God, they saw me. I'm hiding in one of the lockers." Jade screamed, "Maya's in trouble. We have to go down there." "Are you insane?" Elena grabbed Jade by the shoulders, her grip so tight it made Jade wince. "You step out that door, you're dead. You want to be the next victim? Sit down and shut up." The flickering overhead fluorescent lights in the hallway began to groan, humming a sickly tune before they popped and died out completely. The entire building was plunged into a thick, suffocating darkness. The only light remaining was the ghostly, bluish pallor bleeding from their phone screens. Knock, knock, knock. The sound was soft, rhythmic, methodical. Jade approached the door, her breath hitching in her chest. She leaned in, pressing her eye against the cold metal of the peephole. Her heart hammered against her ribs like a trapped bird. Outside, under the faint, rhythmic pulse of the red emergency backup lights, stood a familiar silhouette. "It's Maya!" Jade hissed, her voice trembling with relief. The figure stood with its head bowed low, long dark hair draped over its face, obscuring everything. The person was wearing Maya's signature grey wool cardigan. But something was wrong. Terribly wrong. Maya was barely 5'3", but this figure stood at eye level with the peephole. Jade's gaze drifted downward. Maya was wearing oversized, mud-caked combat boots, and the figure was crouching awkwardly in a forced squat to mimic Maya's height. Suddenly, the figure snapped its head up. It wasn't Maya. It was a man, his face wrapped tightly in white medical gauze like a makeshift shroud, leaving only his eyes visible. Eyes that were bloodshot and burning with a primal, focused hatred. He looked directly into the peephole, as if he could see right through the glass and into Jade's terrified soul. He slowly raised a single finger to his lips. Shh. Jade recoiled, stumbling backward and collapsing onto the floor. It's not her. He killed her. He's wearing her clothes. Elena stood up and walked toward Jade. Instead of fear, a grotesque, knowing smile spread across her face. "I told you not to look, Jade. The more you see, the harder it is to leave with a clear conscience." "What the hell are you talking about?" Jade stammered, scrambling backward toward the window. Her eyes darted around the room, seeing her friend for the first time as a total stranger. At that exact moment, Jade's phone vibrated one last time before the signal bars vanished into a hollow, no service. A new group chat had been forced onto her screen, created by Professor Miller. Professor Miller: "I'm sorry, girls. I failed to protect my sister, and tonight I failed to protect you. The people in your rooms, Elena Vance and Marcus Miller, they are my family. We've waited 2 years for this moment, blood for blood." Jade looked at Elena, her breath hitching. Elena's real name wasn't Vance. It was Elena Miller. She was Lily's half-sister. And the man outside the door, the one in the gauze mask, was Marcus, Lily's brother. "Why?" Jade shrieked. "We didn't kill her. We didn't do anything." "That's exactly the point," Elena snapped, the paring knife in her hand now looking less like a kitchen tool and more like an instrument of execution. "You stood by and watched. Every share of those photos, every mocking laugh in the quad that night, each one was a blade in Lily's heart. We aren't murderers, Jade. We're just taking out the trash." Outside the window, a shadow dropped from above. Marcus had rappelled down from the roof using tactical climbing gear. He kicked through the window panes, the glass shattering like ice. He lunged into the room, landing heavily. A heavy-duty emergency axe gripped in his hand. The lopsided battle began. As Marcus swung, Jade reached under her pillow for her pepper spray, the one thing she'd carried religiously since Lily's death. She sprayed it directly into Marcus's eyes. He let out a primal, guttural roar of agony. Jade didn't wait. She used every ounce of strength to shove Elena back onto the bed, then bolted for the door, tearing it open and sprinting into the pitch-black hallway. Jade ran blindly through the darkness, her palms scraping against the freezing, rough-hewn stone walls. She could hear the heavy thud of Marcus's boots in pursuit behind her and the rhythmic clink-scrape of metal dragging against the floor, throwing off tiny, jagged sparks. "You can't outrun this, Jade." Elena's voice echoed through the corridor, amplified by the haunting acoustics of the hallway. Jade dived into room 603, where Maya was supposedly hiding. Inside, she found not just Maya, but Sarah and a handful of other terrified girls. They had pushed desks and heavy wooden wardrobes against the door, barricading themselves in a desperate makeshift fortress. "Jade, you're alive," Maya sobbed, her face pale and streaked with tears. "Listen to me," Jade gasped, her chest heaving as she fought for air. "They aren't just looking to kill anyone, they're hunting the ones who directly targeted Lily. We have to reach the basement. There's a security radio in the guard's station on the first floor." But suddenly, a crackling voice boomed from the building's intercom system, a cold, distorted sound that filled every corner of the room. Greetings, fellow students. This is Marcus. Do you know what's more painful than death? It's the truth. I'm holding the hard drive containing every single one of your message logs from the night Lily died. Who was it that wrote, "Just jump and get it over with"? Who was it that bet $50 she didn't have the guts to step off? I'm going to read every name, and for every name I read, Elena will be coming to knock on your door. The room fell into a deathly, suffocating silence. The girls began to look at one another, their eyes wide with a new, sharper kind of fear, a toxic suspicion. It turned out the real monster wasn't just roaming the hallway outside. It lived within the secrets they had all tried so hard to bury. The siege dragged on for 2 grueling hours. Marcus and Elena had transformed the dormitory into a blood-soaked courtroom of conscience. Just as Marcus was preparing to swing his axe into the door of room 603, a massive explosion rocked the main entrance. State troopers and a SWAT tactical unit had breached the perimeter. Professor Miller, who had been orchestrating the chaos from the shadows, had taken his own life in his office, leaving behind a suicide note overflowing with bitter, unadulterated hatred. Marcus was taken down by a sharpshooter just as he attempted one final desperate lunge at Jade. Elena was apprehended sitting in the middle of the hallway, cradling Lily's old phone in her lap, whispering apologies that would never be heard. By morning, the snow was still falling, a pristine white blanket draped over the bloodstains in the St Jude courtyard. Jade stepped out of the building, the harsh winter sun stinging her eyes. She saw a memorial for Lily, a small collection of white lilies and candles placed in the center of the quad. Justice had been served, but in the most devastating way possible. Jade knew that from this moment on, she could never be silent again. Because sometimes silence isn't golden. It's a death sentence with a delayed fuse. Epilogue. The St. Jude massacre became a lightning rod for national headlines across America. People debated cyberbullying, crime, and the nature of punishment. But for Jade Thompson, every time she closes her eyes at night, she still sees Marcus's bloodshot eyes peering through the peephole, and Elena's voice still whispers in her ear, "What does your silence taste like, Jade?" The end.